Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. It's Wednesday, my dudes. It's Wednesday. That means we are back with another episode of Adventures Tabletop. Here we are. Thank you so much for coming out and joining us, all of you. This is, of course, episode number 14 of the Horde of the Dragon Queen. We are currently entering, for any of you who are familiar with the book or with the module, again, no spoilers, please. That's a quick way to get booted the fuck out of here. We are entering chapter 4. We are entering chapter 4 of the book. So, here we are. So again, guys, welcome in. If you want a quick recap, I believe we have a quick and dirty recap.
I can put it in the chat, sure.
Yeah, please do. That's right. If you're looking for the players, the player list is there. WT has given us the wildly abridged story so far, which is our adventurers met. There we go. Perfect. Our adventurers met on their way to Greenest on a turnip cart. Upon arrival, they found the town under siege by a horde of dragon cultists and kobolds. After assisting the town in escaping and establishing a temporary camp, the adventurers set off to the encampment to find someone named Leosin, who was gathering information about the cult. Our heroes infiltrated the camp with pretty much no stealth whatsoever, and somehow managed to let Leosin free. Well, in the process, burning down part of the camp. Once the party reconvened at the camp, they discussed the situation with Leosin and determined they need to find out more. They had information about a cave in the camp being used as birthing grounds or like a clutch. You did make it halfway. They explored the cave, determined that they were in fact absolutely inside of a dragon hatchery. Party continued to trek through the caverns, destroying many black dragon, or destroying the black dragon eggs they did come across. On their way out, they did happen to find a little secret area that was relatively hidden away from everybody else. While they were within that secret area, they found some more cultists, and they found some more very interesting information. So just to bring up that little piece of information that is important from last time, it is
dragon poetry.
That too. That yes. On one of the tables, you guys did happen to find a simple map of the Greenfields area. So you guys kind of see a little bit more than what's shown on the screen right now. It kind of shows the edge of the reaching woods, Greenest, and kind of like that there, and then it shows all the way over to the coastline to where Berdusk is, Candlekeep, and then north towards Baldur's Gate. Right about there. That's about where that's about what the map looked like. And what you saw on that map is an arrow sketched from the green fields. So it kind of shows the arrow sort of like thus. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. Like that. And then another arrow like this. Something like that. So, oh, sorry, that's a lie. Boop, there it is. So it kind of shows it shows a couple of arrows on it, like that. So yeah, the arrow is sketched from the green fields towards the west and the town of Berdusk on the trade way. So the arrows kind of show it as though it's like as though they intend to travel over to kind of that main road, which is known as the trade way, which is this bottom section between Berdusk and where it says to Am at the bottom. So this little section of road between Tuam and Berdusk is known as the trade way. Then once you get north of Berdusk, it turns into the coastway, and then up more so, and then it becomes the trade way yet again. Where the arrow turns north, A separate sheet of paper that is covered with numerals in columns contains the note, "Everything must be freighted north to Neratar." To Neratar, sorry. Resmir allowed us to keep some pearls, a ring, and a handful of small stones. Other papers are of less interest. Most of them including everything's about Naruto. That is correct. And yeah, and so it heads north from there. So that's kind of what you guys have in front of you. Let me remove these because they are garbage. What's up, Deform Racking? How you doing, man? Okay, so this is so after doing that, you took yourselves back to kind of the greenest 2.0 town site, which is somewhere about here, and where you guys were, like the campsite and that, would have been somewhere about, excuse you. Can I? Okay, it is going to let me draw. Okay. Somewhere like kind of up into the mountains a little bit here. Somewhere up in there. And then this would be kind of somewhere down over here. Okay. So this is kind of what you guys are looking at. So you are now in this bottom circle down here. And you are back in kind of greenest's, what would you call it? Greenest's, I don't know, refugee camp, if you will. You brought all this information. You brought all this information back to Leosin, and you are now. He said he was going to look over the information that he had, and he was going to get back to you the next day. So after that, from what I understood, is you guys went and did the long rest thing and proceeded to level up. So now you are all level 5. So I believe there's some interesting takes on what happened with your levels. So Draxon, I believe, tell me about your 5 levels.
I am 3 levels rogue, 2 levels monk, to make kind of a more specified ninja, because that is no longer a class.
Very good. Okay. Rack, tell me about your 5 levels.
5 levels into straight fighter, and I believe it's the 3rd level. I got to choose my martial archetype, which will be battle master. So Rack is a battle master. So
very good. And at level 5, I do believe you now have an extra attack to womp things with.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. I love it. Anderneck, please tell me about your 5 levels.
I mean, I'm just a wild shaping battle druid. I like to be beasties and beat people up. That's pretty much it.
Beautiful. Okay. And Old Man Nero, please tell me about your 5 levels.
So Nero, he's got his 5 levels in Warlock, and his book keeps getting weirder and weirder, and now he knows how to do. He can do some rituals. So I've picked up the Find Familiar ritual. So the bolt of inspiration will strike him, and he tries to. Will continue to try throughout the next few days to try to summon something, and also, third level spell slots. So I've got more spells. So.
Hey, hot damn, love it. And last but not least, Uther, please tell me about your 5 levels.
So I started as a druid for my first 4 levels, and then with this 5th one, I took a level of ranger as well, because he's learning more about the forest and the beasts of the forest, and how better to do that than to be a ranger?
Very cool. All right, dope. So there you go, guys. So again, we have a couple of people who are multi-classing, a couple of people who are sticking strictly to one class at the moment. You never know what's going to happen. We're going to have a very interesting party. I'm interested to see how this all pans out. So, as you guys kind of went to bed at the end of last session, you Nero, you are trying to perform some rituals about finding some familiars. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I think over the next few long rests, we're gonna try to summon something from his patron, his weird god that he doesn't know much about. I think, as we discussed earlier, the first few attempts are not going to go great, so we can just sort of leave it at that. If you want to go over it at all, that's fine. But over the next few things, that's what he's going to be doing for any of the long rests, is spending an hour trying to summon something.
Okay. So yeah, you like before you go to bed, you sit there and you start reading your book. It's strange because the as you kind of flip through your book, you start to notice passages that you didn't notice before, and you find yourself confused. You're like, man, are these passages new? Did they just kind of show up here? Are they? I don't understand. Like,
Is this just being old confused?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you notice like the language is slightly confusing to you. Some of it appears to be written in languages that you fully understand, whereas other sections of it seem to be written in what appear just to be squiggles and oddities. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, but you think again a little more effort on it, and you might make a little more heads and tails out of it. As you wake up the next morning, you find yourself you've fully rested. You found yourself sleeping in a little bit. This is probably the first amount of really solid rest you've had in the past little while. There's still kind of the like that sense of like urgency that you need to, excuse me.
Party foul.
Yeah, seriously, I don't know who that is, so they can leave me a message. Yeah, so as you wake up, you find yourselves finally feeling well rested for the first time in some time, and as you arise and kind of head back out into the greenest refugee camp, you notice that people are starting to they're starting to tear down the camp. They're starting to pack things up, and you can see the beginnings of people starting to migrate back in the direction of greenest. Again, you can see people like Escobar like organizing soldiers and trying to organize townsfolk, and that be like, just trying to keep them on task and keep them organized. Be like, oh, like, take this tent down over here, and we don't need this anymore. You can pack that up, and start readying some wagons to return back to greenest and that sort of stuff. You also see Leosin kind of like helping and assisting with people getting organized and that sort of stuff. And you see him talking to the governor rather intently over kind of close to one edge of the town.
Well, be a real shame if somebody weren't eavesdropping on that. So let's pop over there.
Sure. Um. Okay, so yeah, as you guys approach, you can kind of hear he's like, you can hear Lewison saying, he says, no, we need 5 horses for them. 5 horses. You must be able to spare 5 horses. I understand that things are not like, I understand that things are not in the best state for Greenest, but I mean, this is how we're going to stop this thing. We need 5 horses. We need to get to El Turel. We need to get to El Turel on, like, we need to get to El Turel quickly. The Order of the Gauntlet is the Order of the Gauntlet needs this information, and we need to get this organized. He then, he kind of sees, he kind of watches as you guys approach. I'm assuming, like, are all of you going? Are some of you guys breaking off? Like, Nero is obviously headed towards this conversation. What is everybody else doing, I guess, would be a good question.
Rack sees old man Nero heading that direction, and Rack, while looking at his equipment and maintaining it, is kind of generally following him, but not really looking in the direction, just mostly looking at his stuff and making sure everything's in good repair.
Sure. Okay.
As Rack is looking through his things, Anarnek would have turned into a cat and climbed up on Rack's shoulder.
Okay. Sounds good.
Is there anyone that would be selling like potions or, any of that sort of stuff, or are they all pretty well just moving?
I mean, like, people like, just because they're kind of like tearing down and getting their stuff organized doesn't mean that they wouldn't be willing to sell you something.
Yeah, I guess, like, I'm just looking, I guess, for like any potions of healing, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, sure. You can find some potions of healing. Let me see how many would be available and what potion of healing. There are 3 available. Yeah, so you find someone kind of like, you find someone kind of tearing down their stall a little bit, starting to pack up these vials of various liquids, including some that I mean, you'd be able to spot a potion of healing out pretty reasonably. And as you approach, the shopkeeper says, "Oh, hello. Yes, if you're interested, I mean, I could sell you these potions of healing. I mean, I have 3 remaining, and they're 50 gold pieces a piece. As any sort of money that comes back into to me will help me, rebuild my life back in Greenest."
Yeah, I'll take all 3. You said 50 each?
Correct.
Okay. I give him 150 gold.
Okay. Very good.
Do you have any other, like, interesting potions, I guess? Anything of note?
That's a good question. I mean, you should probably have a little something. Sure. Let me see if there's something that I might be able to have, or I might be able to get for you.
Just anything that might quicken the reflexes, or, make me less jittery and, maybe a little bit more accurate or something like that, or any, just something that might be interesting.
She says, well, stuff that might be interesting. I mean, I do have I have a potion. I have a few potions of climbing if you're interested. And she kind of holds up this potion that she holds up, like this vial that has it's sort of like in layers. It's quite odd. So it's like, so the bottom, so it's like a brown, a silver, and then kind of just like a dull gray layer in this vial. It kind of resembles like almost like bands of like stone that's been created by compression and that sort of stuff. She's like, these bad boys. She's like, look, these are I have these potions of climbing that I could sell you. I mean, they're a little more expensive. They're 75 gold a piece. But they'll make any sort of traversing up a wall or a mountain or something like that. It would that it'll make that easier for you. She's like, I have some potion of growth if you're interested in those. And she pulls out another vial, and this one looks very similar to a potion of healing. Like it's still red in color, but you see like the potion, like it's this potion's very odd because it's like a very small, small like a bead almost, maybe about the size of a pea of red liquid, and then the rest of the vial is full of clear liquid, and you can just kind of see the red pea just sort of consistently grow in size until it fills the clear liquid, and then slowly contracts back down, and then it continues to do that over and over and over again. So other than that, I mean, I have one potion of water breathing, which is, this one right here holds up a like this cloudy green looking potion. She says, and I have one potion that I'm not sure I'm not sure you would overly be interested in, but this one's a potion that could, potentially, I mean, I've just recently kind of concocted it. I don't really know how potent it is, but it's she kind of like lowers her voice and like looks around a little bit. She's like, it's a poison potion. She's like, I was hoping, maybe I would be able to use it if those assholes came to try to overrun this camp, like the same ones who sacked Greenest.
Yeah, those guys are jerks. How much is the I don't think I need the climbing, partially because I don't have enough money, but I'm also a really good climber. You can ask my friends over there. I'm like the greatest climber ever. How much is the poison? I might know somebody who could use it.
The poison potion, she's like, well, I mean, she's like, again, I'm not quite sure how potent this is, but it's I mean, this is not, first of all, this is not something that I should really be selling to anyone, nor should I be making. So I mean, there's a certain level of there's a certain level of like, don't ask, don't tell involved here. But she's like, I could definitely give it up for I don't know, about 125 gold.
Okay. Not today, but possibly in the future. If say someone were able to make probably not as strong of potions as what you have, but potions of our own, would you be interested in possibly buying them at some point?
She said, well, at this particular juncture, I mean, I'm quite cash poor, again, due to the obvious circumstances. I don't know what my house I don't know what's left of my house back in Greenest. Yeah, it's so maybe like I mean I'm not saying no. I'm just saying that at this particular situation, there's not a chance.
Okay, no, that's understandable. Yeah. What's your name, by the way? This is probably all that I can get today. But once you set up in Greenest, I'd love to come back and maybe be a customer again for you. It seems like you got some really nice stuff here.
Oh yeah, she's just, yeah, absolutely. My name is Quadina. Quadina. Quadina Redrook.
Excellent. Nice to meet you, Quadina. Do you have a name for your shop at all? I mean, I don't know if you had a shop before.
Well, she says I really just kind of was doing it as an apprentice out of my house, but what do I mean, given the situation, I feel like I'm going to need to come up with something to kind of rebuild my life. Do you have a thought on a name?
It could be like Redbrook Alchemistry, cleanest potions in Greenest.
She got her eyes kind of like perk up a little bit. She's like, "Oh, that sounds lovely."
Well,
She's
excellent.
like, I will. Yeah, I will. I think you might. You might be onto something.
Well, excellent. Thank you for the potions of healing. I'm sure, not that we should ever use them. We don't, get hurt too much. We're pretty strong. I don't know if you know what I mean, but we may end up using them to fight those darn cultists at some point.
So that's lovely. Take them. Definitely take them out.
Yeah, excellent. And I'm glad that I can just help you start a business.
Yes. Safe travels to you.
Thank you. To you as well. Just let us know if you need anything.
Perfect.
Just like he went to another lot and bought another potion.
just to haggle the price down.
It sounded like car shopping, so I just figured he went to another lot and he was like, "Wait a second!" But the other place said they could do 125. I mean, come on.
I got you.
And then after that, I'd like to walk over to Draxon and just say, if we, decide to make more poison and you don't have a use for all of it, you may have found a way to make some money.
Oh, how is that?
There's an alchemist who's looking to possibly set up a shop, and she had some poison already that she's been working on, and she's selling it for like 125 gold per vial. So, I don't know, we could sell it for 75 or 100 and make a killing.
Interesting. Speaking of poison, I used mine in the cave, and when I hit, it worked pretty well.
Oh, really? I wasn't sure if it would work at all, Oh, great. Did you need more, or?
Yeah, I think maybe over the next couple days while we're traveling wherever we're going, maybe we can do that some.
Yeah, we could probably work that out. I could, be good to work on, seeing the world as a snake for a bit too.
It'll help you get more in tune with nature or something.
I like the way you think.
Okay. Okay. So that kind of so with that all kind of being done, what are the two of you going to do following your shopping trip?
Where is the person who's in charge of these refugees?
You're talking about Governor Nighthill.
Unfortunately, I am.
Everyone's favorite governor. He is on kind of the northeastern side of the camp. He's standing there. This is this is where like Nero and Rack and Anarnek were all heading. You guys kind of came from a little bit like southeast, so almost like kind of like an 8 o'clock, 8:30 kind of thing. And then you guys kind of were moving your way from about 8 o'clock, and you're kind of headed towards the center of the clock. And this is where you found your potion keeper and that sort of stuff. They kind of kept all of the like the vendors, I guess. Vendors isn't the right word, but they kind of were keeping everybody who could like sell things to help support the town, if you will. They kind of kept those in the middle, and then just had like the camps and that sort of radiate outwards a little bit.
Those were just regular potions of healing, right?
Correct. Yeah, they're just the base ones.
Okay, just making sure. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. 2d4 plus whatever.
I have a special ring that I would like to take to the governor.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
And I would like to ask him if he knows what family it belongs to, because the description says it looks like a family heirloom.
Okay, give me it's in your inventory?
Correct.
I'm just gonna take a quick peek at it to refresh myself on what it is. And then Uther, you are going with?
Yeah, probably.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So you as you guys approach, you kind of see Rack and Nero standing off to one side, just kind of listening in as Leosin and as Leosin and the governor are chatting, really. As Leosin and the governor are traveling, and again, as you approach, you can hear Leosin's fairly heated, and he's you keep hearing the name Onthar Froom. I'll type it in. I'll put it in D&D chat. Onthar Froom. There you go. That gentleman. You keep hearing that name come up and up again. That name on Star Vroom. That's right. And you also you hear that. You hear the Order of the Gauntlet, and you hear the starts with an H. Fuck is it? Win. Pull your shit together. Why do I want to call it? Oh, the Harpers. The Harpers. Boom. There you go. You hear those three things in the so all three of those are in the in the Fantasy Grounds text chat for any of the players who are interested. For any of the viewers, you can also see it pop up under GM there. So you hear him talking, you hear Leosin, and again he's fairly heated, and he says, look, we need we need we need 5 horses for these guys, and then I'm going to need a horse as well. We need 6 horses. I understand that things are not great, and I understand you're trying to like resettle Greenest and that sort of stuff, but we have to get to Onthar. We have to get to Onthar. The Order of the Gauntlet needs to know about this. They're the ones who are going to be able to help us with this. You know, it's like this is, you know, like he is, you know, like the Order of the Gauntlet. They're in line with they're aligned with the Harpers. Like, this is how we're going to solve this sort of thing. We cannot allow the cult to get up to we cannot allow the cult to get to the north.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but we're gonna need a one really big horse for the big guy. So if you can make that happen, that'd be great. Thanks, buddy.
Rat just shifts his eyes over and just, you know, just kind of like makes a gruff noise, just and then kind of doesn't say anything.
As he kind of like looks and sees, the governor kind of looks over and kind of looks at like Rack a little bit, and he's like, "Men," he's like, "this guy practically is a horse. Like, we you know, it's like, what are we supposed to do to support that?"
Well, I mean, we made it to Greenest on a turnip cart, so I mean, maybe just a chariot of some description would probably be just fine. I mean, it's whatever works, really. It's however you get to do it is up to you, really.
It was
Sturdy wagon, it was padded, it'd be good. Somewhere to nap would be
Padded.
perfectly good. I mean, you're governor. We could probably just use yours. It'd be probably fine.
Okay. Make I love this. I fucking love this. Make a man, what even skill would this be? I love this. I love this. I love the thought of this. Make a, I guess it'd be like, oh, there is persuasion. Make like a persuasion check. You can make it with advantage because this guy is not in good. He's not in a good position here, you know. So Nero, make a persuasion
Can
check.
I touch Nero
Holy
and give him guidance? You may not need it.
he's not
I got
gonna
a nat
need it,
20.
but yeah. He goes, well, he just kind of like sits there and is like, he just kind of looks all stupid at you for a moment. He just kind of is like, well, my but the he goes, well, I suppose that I mean, he's like, I do have my what is it called? Sorry. Come on. They have a special fucking name for those, like the carts with the fucking curtains and all that shit.
Carriage?
Yeah, no, but there's a more, it starts with a P, and of course I can't remember it for the life of me.
Palanquin or something.
That's
like that?
it. That's what I'm looking for.
Isn't that one that you like have people carry? Because that would also be really rad.
Covered lifter for 1 passenger because a large box carried on 2 horses. You know what? It is with horses. A sedan chair carried by horses. Yeah, well, fuck it. Yeah, that's what we're going with. He's like, well, I do have my my palanquin. I suppose. Shit. Well, fine. Just take the palanquin. We'll give you some horses. I'm sure the big guy will fit nicely.
Thank you. And then Rack just kind of turns around and walks away.
I fucking love this. Okay.
If it makes it easier, I can become a horse. I don't know that I can really carry anybody, but you know, so I probably don't need a horse if that makes it easier for you.
Yeah, you agree. The governor like jumps at that, like immediately like, yes, of course, good. He's like, well, maybe if you don't need a horse, maybe you could help with the palanquin.
I don't know that I'll be that strong of a horse, but you know, it's one less horse that you have to, you know, give up for the people that saved your town.
Oh, well, maybe if you're a horse, maybe you could you could carry the big guy and I could just keep my palanquin.
Oh, do you know what? Maybe the ability went away. I'm sorry. I need to go away now. And I walk off.
Okay.
Guys.
Okay.
Oh, weird. He seems to have just not and doesn't have that anymore. So where's this palanquin you said? And the horses? That'd be great. Just show us to where those are. Does that work for you, Leosin? I think we've got everything sorted. Yeah.
Leosin goes, yes. Right. So some horses and the palanquin.
So just show us to your assistant, and I'm sure he can get it all sorted out for you. You're a busy man, you know. I don't want to take up any more of your time. Just show us to your assistant. I'm sure he can get the rest of it sorted out.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So you kind of get sorted out with the palanquin and all that kind of jazz, and you get sorted out with some horses. He ends up giving you guys a total of 7 horses, so 2 for the palanquin, which will be enough through the workings of Dungeons and Dragons magic. So he gives you like 2 horses for the palanquin, 1 horse for everybody else, including Leosin. And Leosin explains to you, he's like, look, it's he's like, we're going to he's like, we're going to head through Berdusk and up to El Turel. We're gonna have to do this with great haste. I mean, it's about 200 miles to travel. I figure it will take us slightly less than a week, given the situation that like we know that we kind of I've determined that the cultists appear to be headed over towards Baragost and then up to Baldur's Gate. I think that, and then north. Anyways, they say that they need to head up to oh, for fuck's sakes, headed up towards Yartar there. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that, Draxon. I will get that figured out in a minute. As he's headed up to as the note said that they were headed up to, it says Yartar on here, but I know that that's not the correct one. For the love of everything holy. Neritar. As he says that like, you know, they need to get up to Neritar. That's, you know, north of Waterdeep. So if they're going to be making their way up the coastway and then further up the tradeway, I think we might be able to cut them off. but we must leave immediately.
Sounds good. I think we've got everything under control. Uther, you look like you got some more potions or some shit there.
Yeah. Does anybody need healing potions at all? I was able to pick up 3 for a fairly decent price from a nice lady that I met.
I think I'd like to have one, seeing as I have a tendency to get shocked really hard.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So I will give you 1 potion.
Sounds good. Nero's gonna go and just buy like a whole sack of onions for the trip.
Neck's still chilling up on Thorn's shoulder. Rack's shoulder.
Also, just quickly to answer Draxon's question, because Draxon was produced the ring and had asked. He kind of looks the ring over and he says, it's it's a nice looking ring. He says, it's not one of mine. As he like kind of fans his fingers out, and you see a couple fairly nice looking rings kind of twinkle on his fingers. He says, not quite up to my standards, but I imagine it. It might be one of the townsfolk. I'm not sure.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I would like to compliment his array of rings and see if I can briefly examine them closely. Basically, I want to hold onto his hand and or wrist to look at them and examine them and act like I'm fawning over them, and then would like to see if I could sleight of hand 1 or 2 of them off.
Go ahead.
That is an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to get one off. Yeah, you kind of you managed to slide one of the rings off of his fingers without him noticing.
During that time, Rack's gonna go up to the what did you call it? The Planikin?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And
Palanquin.
Palanquin. And during that time, he's gonna, see about fitting inside and seeing if he can get inside. And as he's trying to squeeze through, he's probably got some of them curtain things on there, and he's gonna accidentally rip one with his horns. And he's gonna kind of pull off the rip and hold it up and be like, Chieftain man, do you need this?
you fucking you hold up this ripped this ripped piece of curtain, and you just kind of see the governor just kind of kind of look at you, and just a couple tears just kind of come to his eyes. He's like, my fucking Palanquin.
Guess not. And then Rack's gonna continue fiddling around with it.
Anner's totally gonna jump off his shoulder and just easily climb into it and curl up on one of the pillows.
Okay, so you so Rack, as you climb into this thing, you feel it's it is, you fit, but it is not comfortable. You are, you kind of feel as though it almost like that feeling of being in the back seat of the car, you know what I mean, where you're there's just not quite enough leg room and you're just a little bit squished in there and you're just not having it.
So Rack's gonna straighten his back and probably break the top or poke his horns through the top.
yeah, you have like you have like one horn sticking out. Just kind of the way that you're sitting in it, you kind of have like one horn sticking out through one of the windows.
And he's gonna try to make it as comfortable as he can. Maybe just whatever's slightly breakable, but not completely destroying the cart, just to make himself comfortable. It's that's what he's gonna try to do.
Sure. So yeah, as you kind of adjust a little bit, you end up you kind of have like one hoof like sticking out through the door a little bit. Just to try and allow you to straighten your leg out some. And you have a horn sticking out through the one side, and as you're like adjusting and stretching out a little bit, you can hear some you can kind of hear like some cracking and that is the wood is just like slowly the wood is like kind of reaching its limits within your under your weight, I should say.
He's gonna like shout out to Uther and be like, "Do I look like a fancy human?"
Yeah. You look great, Rack. And then Uther's gonna turn into a horse.
Okay. You're gonna turn into a horse. Okay.
Yeah, a riding horse.
Okay. So what would you like to do, or what would the party like to do with the horse that's kind of been brought over for you?
So we have what, two for the Palanquin,
Yep.
which Rack and Anner can fit into. We've got one person that is a horse.
Yeah.
So we really only have Thorn and myself that need to actually maybe ride, and Thorn can fly. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we really only need like the Palanquin and one extra horse.
This is great.
Yeah, so realistically, I mean, currently you have two extra horses because neither of the druids are currently taking a horse. So you have two extra horses right now.
Do any of the horses look like they are the governor's personal horses?
No.
All right. I mean, if they're not his, then I think we should probably just keep the ones that we need, maybe.
I figured you'd want to keep it. I figured you'd want to keep his personal one.
Well, are any of them his personal ones?
No. None of them are his personal one. But I would just say, like, if
Yeah, I mean, if he came up with 3 extra horses that were exactly his, for sure his, I would definitely keep them and be like, no, we totally need these.
You guys are such assholes to this poor fucking aloof governor.
So really, I think we could probably just take as many as we need and let the rest go back to the group.
Okay.
Who's driving the cart?
So it would kind of be led by Leosin. So like Leosin would kind of have like a lead from the Palanquin, and then he would just kind of hold it while maintaining his horse.
I see. Okay.
Kind of like an old-timey convoy, if you will. Okay, so let me just run this down real quick and make sure that everything is squared away. Anarnek, you're a cat and in the Palanquin.
Confirmed.
Uther, you're a riding horse.
Yes, but I'm not in the Palanquin.
Right. You are a free horse.
Yes.
Okay. Nero, you are riding a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Rack, we know what you're doing. And Draxon, what are you doing? Are you taking a horse? Are you flying? What is your gig?
Flying.
You'll be flying. I'm a free horse. It's like someone gave you a sock or something. Okay, so you'll be flying. So that with that being said, there are 3 spare horses. So and then you're going to return them back to Greenest effectively.
I don't see any reason to steal from Greenest specifically.
Fair. Okay. Okay. Sure. So so you guys start traveling. As you guys travel, you you kind of get a little bit more as you guys travel. I mean, basically it's going to be like 6 days. It's going to take you probably 2 days to get to Berdusk, and then from Berdusk it's another day and a half to Scornable, and then from Scornable it's another day and a half to El Terrell. We find a shopping and something. Yeah. So you guys, so on your trip, you kind of get a chance to talk with Leosin a little bit. He gives you a little bit more information about what he learned, which again, he doesn't have a whole lot of information. He actually asks you guys a few questions as well. He kind of asks you some more information. He says, other than this map and stuff, did you guys what else did you guys find in the cave?
Rack's gonna shout out from inside the cart and yell out, "A lot of bodies."
Now, to be fair, those bodies were living before we got there, and we fixed that situation, and we found some black dragon eggs as well.
Okay.
Some weird, creepy mosquito things. Oh, my memory.
And then there was that sword guy. The guy that wanted to electrocute Draxon all the time.
He
dead,
is
too.
gratefully dead.
Was I asleep for sword guy? I don't remember sword guy, but apparently there was a sword guy.
Okay. Okay, so he goes okay. He goes, wow, this is I mean, quite concerning, of course. Like, I mean, anyone who is at the point of any sort of faction, I suppose, that's in a position to raise and hatch black dragon eggs. This is quite terrifying. Was there any other distinguishing things? Like, I know they worship dragons, but I mean, was there is there anything else that you found in there?
What about the statue of that dragon with the lots of heads?
The Tiamat, I think, is that the one? I mean, I think we found a statue, but yeah. I'm coming up blank. I guess Uther's a horse. Draxon, do you remember anything else from the cave?
Eggs, lightning guy, secret cave. No, that's everything.
Okay, says, when you say Tiamat, again, he kind of like perks up a little bit. He's like, oh, this is very concerning. it's like a was it a 5-headed dragon? Each head would have been that of a different color.
It was a statue, not a painting.
Hmm. I understand. But was it still? But still, though, a 5-headed dragon.
Rack begins trying to count on his fingers, hoping that Nero would take over.
I mean, my memory is foggy. I'm assuming it is, so he's just gonna lean into it. Tell me if I'm wrong. So yeah, yes, yes, it was 5.
As I see. This is awfully concerning. He says, well, like I said, this is something that I mean, we must track down Onthar Froome. He's the one. I mean, he's the leader of. He's the kind of the leader of the Order of the Gauntlet. The Order of the Gauntlet is it's like a sub. Actually, that's not even really true. It says it says the Order of the Gauntlet is a group that is similarly aligned with the Harpers, and like the Order shares many of the Harpers' principles, which I mean the Harpers is an organization that I mean I happen to fall in with, and I mean the Order shares many of our principles, but they, I mean, they're just more, I don't know, how do we say, pious than I am, I suppose. I mean, it's these they're always talking about gods and divine this and faith that, where I mean, really, let's be realistic here. Discipline is key, and order. Discipline and order. These are the things that are going to save this world, not some divine being. He says, but I will say, I mean, he stands like the Order stands against wrongdoings no different than the Harpers do. So therefore, I mean, I feel as that at this particular situation, we really are going to need maybe a little bit of divine guidance, I suppose. You see him kind of like scrunch up his face a little bit as he says it.
Okay, cool. Bit of a weird rant there, but I'm sure we can find Onthar. What is he the leader of this group? Is that it?
He is. He's you'll know him when you see him. I mean, he's a very burly human. You know, he's a generally in good spirits. I believe he always talking about this, some sort of, I don't know, some Torm or something. I don't know. It must be a god of some description. Again, I don't have much time for this. Something about heroics and bravery. I mean, again, let's be realistic here. It's like the way to enlightenment is through that of order and focus. This is some otherworldly being is not going to provide that for you.
Nero has like fully passed out partway through that.
I was like, hey, are you?
Oh, sorry.
Are you listening? What? Are you still listening?
I'm yes, of course, I'm listening. I'm just an old man, and you know, sometimes we get tired. So, Onthar in Elturel, are you sure we're gonna find him there? And like, why there? I guess is the question I have.
He's like, well, he says, to be honest, I mean, I don't know with 100% certainty that that's where we're going to find him. I mean, if he's out, possibly, fighting something. I mean, the man loves a stiff drink and a good scuffle. That's one thing I do know of him. My understanding from the last that I've known of him is that the Order of the Gauntlet's headquarters is within a tavern in El Terrell. He says, now which tavern it is, I mean, I'm sure there can only be so many in a small-ish city. I mean, what there's maybe half a dozen. But I mean, I'm sure that it's one of them. I imagine that if we probably got in there and asked around a little bit, we'd be able to find out where it is. This is the last thing I really heard was that he he had his headquarters of his faction in some sort of a tavern, which I mean really seems very, very cavalier of him. I mean, it's the drink, it dulls your focus, so I don't know. I don't know. Not very disciplined.
Oh, yes, you mentioned. Cool. All right. Well, I'm sure nothing will happen to us on this trip, and I'm sure everything will be fine when we get to El Trail. And then Nero falls asleep on the horse.
Okay.
So Leosin is like the quintessential, like, insufferable, like, pious vegan or something. Like, he's just always telling people about how they got to be straight edge and.
But yeah, kind of. He just.
Man, we saved the wrong guy.
So Leosin. Yeah, so for what you gather from Leosin, he's very, like, he's a monk, right? And he believes very firmly in, like, monk teachings. So he just very much believes in again, like, discipline and focus and structure and like all that kind of jazz, right? Like, he's, he doesn't he doesn't really believe in a god or anything like that.
But when we this was the guy that we saved from being tortured, right?
Correct.
So besides all that, he also has some weird pain fetish. So yeah, I don't know.
Some weird pain fetish. Where's that come from? All right. I mean, I'm into it.
I have no further questions for this guy, so I'm assuming we get ambushed by orcs or something at some point.
So your travel from the Greenest refugee camp to Berdusk is it's about 2 days, and 2 days. Yeah, it's actually closer. Yeah, it's about 2 days there, 2 days there. Yeah, okay, yeah, we can work with that. So it's about 2 days to Berdusk. So as you guys roll into Berdusk, is there anything that you guys would like to accomplish while you're in a town? Again, like we're just gonna kind of try and expedite this whole situation and say that things are like, you guys are like camping on the road and that sort of stuff. You guys are doing watches, and Nero is like trying to like call the unspoken one. He's like, trying to get his very own Slanesh to pop out of the fucking ether with his soporific musk. But that's a thing. So as you guys get into Berdusk, is there anything that you guys are actively looking to do?
Not for me.
A tavern.
Okay.
I would like to sell some of the stuff in our party sheet, I will total up the, like, what it's worth and let you know the straight up thing of what it would all be worth, and then you can go from there on what the price would be for us to sell it.
Well, it's a lot easier for me to.
Oh, you can just do it in the thingy.
I can. So, but you're gonna want to pull out anything that you don't want in there.
Okay. Yes, I would like to do that. I think Anarnek, you wanted the dragon regalia. Is that correct?
I don't know anything about that.
Draxon would. Draxon will present it to Anarnek as a gift.
Fair enough. Make sure you grab. Yeah, if you guys, if you guys are just like interested, I mean, basically, you're gonna get 50% of the value. Yeah, that's just kind of that's just the general rule of thumb.
Okay, yeah. Unless anyone wants a whip, then I think pretty much everything in there can go.
You keep asking about the whip. Why? What is it about the whip that you keep asking?
It's
Whips are
Keep focusing
interesting.
on that. You just keep focusing on that whip there.
Well,
best weapon in Dark Souls. The
Well, I
whip.
mean, he tried the snoozer thing, and then he's discovering a whole new area.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
First, he tried to become the whip, and now he is. Now he's like, well, if danger noodling doesn't work, so I can't become the whip, I just have to use the whip.
We'll go with that. Yes.
I lied a little bit. Can we try to maybe get like a quick carpentry job so that the Pelican isn't so insufferable for Rack?
Sure.
I love it.
just some modifications.
Tack on an extended roof.
Okay. Yeah, so you find a reasonable carpenter, and he kind of like, as you roll up in this palanquin, and he kind of like, you can see him, he's building something. He's building like a shelf or something, and he kind of looks up and he goes, "Oh, this is wow, this is are you a regal bull man?"
You gonna argue with him if he says he is?
I says, "What? No, this is."
As that said, Rack just slowly starts to step out.
As you start like having to wiggle yourself to get out of this palanquin, recontort yourself. He's like, you don't look overly comfortable in that, sir."
If you're insinuating or asking if we stole it, the answer is no. We were given this. We are on a very important mission, and we just would like our friend to be a little bit more comfortable in this thing.
I've got extra junk in the trunk.
Okay. Okay. He says, "So, yeah, I mean, absolutely. I can definitely arrange a little something. 10 plus 10, 20. Okay. He says, I can do this. You're gonna need to give me a day. It's gonna take me a day to modify this. And it's going to be about 45 gold labor and materials to make this. Obviously I'm going to have to cut and extend the vertical. We're going to have to lengthen it, which, I mean, I think the poles will be fine, but we're going to have to like bash out a wall and rebuild it a couple feet over. I mean, this is a bit of work. Like I said, about 45 gold in labor and materials, and effectively 24 hours of work.
Nero is going to hand him a bunch of loose coins or something. Some of them maybe have some dubious stains on them, but he'll give them the money.
Okay. sounds good. Okay. So okay, so while that's happening again, you guys make sure you pull out of the party sheet anything you want not sold, and other than that, I will sell everything.
I don't have anything I need.
Okay, because I know that the regalia is. I see the regalia is still in here, which is why I say it. So, if you want that regalia, I recommend pulling it out. There it goes. Anything else?
I think we're good.
Okay, selling it in 3, 2, 1. Again, just for fast tracking purposes, it.
Oh, thank God the cobalt sack is still in here.
Oh God, why is the cobalt sack? Oh, because it doesn't have a cost to it.
You're telling me that a kobold sack isn't worth anything?
Well, it has a few pewter candlesticks, some silver serving dishes, and a few religious carvings of Chantea. Chantee? These items have likely been taken from a home shrine in Greenest. All right, I can work with this. All right. Goodbye. Here, you can have an extra 1045. There you go. You can have extra 5 gold for that. And this sling, nobody wants the goddamn sling. Look.
Nope.
It's worth it. It's worth like half a silver. It's worth 5 copper. So there you go. Okay, I will then.
I was gonna say we just hand it to some nearby kids and let them take it. Go shoot some rats down the street with it.
Yeah, effectively. So, oh, why are you? I see. Okay, I will divvy up those coins to you guys later. I have to do some programming bullshit on the back end to make it so I can do it easily. Okay, so yeah, so you we'll just, you know, again, fast travel, 24 hours passes. You get back, math and programming, I know. You guys get back to your
I mean,
Palanquin. Yep.
that evening we wouldn't have been able to go to a tavern, sir.
Absolutely, you would. Yeah. What would you like to do in said tavern? Sorry, I will. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, don't be
I guess
sorry.
you forgot.
Don't be sorry.
Well, Anna is going to ask her party members if they would care to join her at the tavern for the evening.
Sure, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, Rack's gonna put his hand on his stomach and you're gonna hear it growl, and then he's just gonna like shrug his shoulders, and then follow Anarnak.
Sure.
First round's on me. Oh man.
Yep.
I'm assuming they would have asked for directions to the closest tavern.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty. There's plenty of. Yeah, like there's a few. There's plenty of taverns around. I mean, you just happen to find one that looks reasonable and drop on in. You find yourself seated at the Pin and Feather.
Excellent. And the atmosphere inside, is it seem cheerful, music playing, drab, or what do we have?
It's a fairly reasonable, like it's nothing it's nothing it's nothing crazy. Like there's a bard in the corner kind of like picking a lyre. He's a little he's a little gnomish fellow. He's, you know, he's over there and he's kind of like he's singing this sad song about unloading a cart and breaking a wine barrel. It's it's a real kind of a downer, but he's having a lot of fun with it.
He sounds like the greatest bard ever.
I love it.
He's some kind of bard.
I will make my way over to the bar to order some drinks.
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
Rack's gonna squeeze his head under the doorway and try to, come into the room without knocking everything over.
This
find
one,
a place to sit.
Yeah, no. You're good in this one. Like this is the ceilings are high enough. They're probably about 10 or 11 feet high. This seems to be like a fairly it's by no means an upscale tavern. I mean, like this is Berdusk. This is a very small town. But it's for what it is. I mean, it's probably the most modest tavern in the area. In the town, I should say.
And then, like I said, Rack's just gonna go find a place for him to take a seat. I'm sure no one would object at what table he sat at. So
yeah, no, he's yeah, you find a table with enough room for all of you. You kind of see like Leosin, who's traveling with you. He kind of like gets one kind of gets a look at, kind of like comes into the bar with you and like looks around, and he's just you can see him kind of slightly uncomfortable. He just doesn't look like he just doesn't look like he belongs there, or that and he's trying to somewhat impose that on you guys, I suppose.
Come on, have a seat, Leosin. No one here is going to make you break your vows or whatever the hell. Just sit down and relax.
He kind of like awkwardly like sits down. Like,
Nero pulls up a chair and sits on it Captain Riker style.
Okay.
Barkeep, how much for your strongest bottle?
We have a lovely dwarven mead, if you like. It's it's for a bottle that would suffice to maybe two of you. It's 5 silver.
Yeah, I'll be taking 5 bottles of that. And she slaps down 5 gold.
The bartender just kind of looks at me. The bartender kind of looks at the 5 gold. He just kind of goes, oh, his eyes get a little big. He's like, right, 5 bottles? Sounds good. Reaches out slowly and like just slowly pulls the coins back. He's like, coming right up, ma'am.
Right. If you could have somebody help carry them over to the table, that would be great. Oh yes, also maybe some mugs or cups. That'd be great. And she's just gonna grab 1 bottle and walk off.
And then Rack's gonna like shout out from the distance, and bring some vegetables for Straight Edge over here, and points at Leosin.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what he said. Maybe some water too, I guess. Thanks.
Okay.
Probably the blandest water you have.
The most uninteresting water.
Dry, crumbly bread.
Gross. Okay. he goes, okay, and he proceeds to again walk off and kind of gesture to a couple others, to a couple of the to a couple of people that appear to just be, they don't appear to work there, but they just kind of seem like regulars there. And he's like, come on, I need a hand real quick. You see a couple of folks stand up and help with bringing some bottles of mead over to you guys.
Annerneck takes her seat at the table with her bottle in front of herself, and pulls out a mug out of her bag. And as they come over with the other bottles, she's going to strategically place a bottle in front of everybody but Liam Neeson.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Oh, they also bring over a glass of water for okay. So while this is happening, Uther and Draxon, are you with them in the bar, or what is kind of the deal?
Yeah, I think we probably went into the bar with him.
Okay. So Draxon, what are you interested? Like, is there anything in particular that you're interested in doing? Like, are you joining this whole thing? Like, what is your thing?
I will join them and take a mug, and I will pretend to drink it, but I won't actually drink it.
Excellent.
Okay.
Uther is going to drink way faster than he should because he's never drank a whole lot before, but he wants to show off and act like he's cool.
Okay.
Rack's gonna just, whatever comes, he's just gonna put it down and then put down the glass and then start ordering food and anything anyone's willing to give him. He's gonna take it, start putting it down. Other than like stuff that he really finds weird like mugs from random people. He's only gonna take it from his friends.
Okay. Sure. Okay, yeah, so like he comes over, a bunch of the bartender comes back with a bunch of with a bunch of vegetables for Leosin and some water, some vegetables and some water and that kind of stuff. Nothing overly exciting. Brings over just some very like middling kind of like cured meats and that sort of stuff. It's neither exceptionally good nor is it exceptionally bad. It's just very, very, very middling.
While Annerneck is casually drinking her drink, she's going to look over her mug at Uther, raise an eyebrow, thoroughly impressed at the speed he is consuming his alcohol, and ask, you feeling all right over there, bud?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. My nose went a little numb a while ago, but that's probably normal. That just happens when I drink.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. You're good.
Yeah, this is fun. I'm glad you suggested this.
You're welcome.
You said your nose went numb?
Yeah, that doesn't happen to every, like, I just, as I'm touching it, it just, I know it's there, but I just don't really feel anything with it. You've never had that?
Mine gets dry. Sorry.
I mean, maybe that's what happens to druids. I have no idea. It's pretty. That doesn't seem normal to me.
Oh, it's totally a druid thing.
Okay, totally a druid thing, huh? All right, cool.
To say Rack's gonna like in the middle of that just be like, well, mine gets dry, and then like just continue drinking and eating.
Do you think it has affected your ability to turn into different animals?
No, I mean, I'm probably less, it's probably even easier right now. I don't, I'm not worried about anything really, to tell you the truth.
Why don't we test that theory?
Okay, what do you want to see? You want me to do it right here? We can do it right in the bar here.
Yeah, since we have two druids in our group, let's make a game out of it and see who can retain their shape the best.
Oh, are we having a challenge? And she's gonna put her cup down and sit up straight.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I think I can do that any day.
Why don't both of you pick something that can fit on this table so we don't break the bar?
Ooh, I wish I had been able to study those sturges, but I do have one thing. And Uther turns into a small poisonous snake.
Okay.
Anna turns into her cat form.
I will lean in and whisper to the snake and cat, hoping they can still understand me, and whisper to them, before y'all start, I'm going to see if I can get some of the other guests here to bet on this little fight, and so just play along.
Anna gives a nod and she sits on the table.
Yeah, Uther just kind of sits there, kind of lazily, maybe swaying back and forth a little bit.
Drunk snack.
Drunk snack.
I will then turn to the rest of the bar and get everyone's attention and see if anyone would like to wager a bet on an animal fight of my vastly superior pet snake or the Minotaur's pet cat.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, and you're promoting this as your vastly superior pet snake.
Yes, vastly superior.
Why's it gotta be mine? Why not old man?
Because Ananek hangs out with you the most and rides on you when she's a cat, so it makes sense.
Rack just shrugs his shoulders and just nods. Fine. And then kind of like sits at the opposite end where like Anarnek is.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you guys managed to garner a bit of. So who's handling the bets then?
I would ask Nero to do that because being one of the competitors, I should not do that myself.
What? What the hell am I thought I was just spectating. You okay? Fine. I guess I'll take people's money.
Okay. And then is there so is there any sort of odds to this, or is it just straight is it just like a straight 2-1?
No, it would be very scripted, and one side would look like it would go back and forth, but one side would clearly win, and it would be very scripted.
No, I mean for if people are actually going to bet on this, then what are you? yeah, I guess the question is like what are you offering them to bet? You know what I mean? Like oh, if you bet on the snake, if you bet on the snake and the snake wins, you'll get your money back times 2, or if you bet on the cat, you'll get your money back times 2, kind of thing.
I think the cat should be 4-1 to win.
Okay, so if you bet on the cat, if you put a gold on the cat, you're gonna get 4 gold back.
And if you bet on the snake, you'll get 6 times as much back because I am that confident.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so yeah, you managed to accumulate. You managed to. I'm just gonna turn this into. I'll just ramp it up. Okay, so on the on the snake, you have 50, or you have 5 gold, 5 silver. So 5 gold, 5 silver, and then on the cat you have 4 gold, 1 silver. What a being in total, and that's from your total. That's from your total bets. That's just like a bunch of people kind of like, you start seeing people get kind of excited about this, and they come over and they're like, yeah, let's see this scrap, like let's see this fight kind of thing. Let's go. And they they sit there and they start to root a little bit.
So as these guys are fighting, I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make my voice boom, and I'm going to try to like, I'm not actually going to do this, but Nero is going to be trying to do the commentary.
I love it.
Okay.
Going out. Let's get ready to rumble.
A real Bruce Buffer action. I like it. Okay.
Oh, I think we're going to get sued now.
Probably. So then how are you guys going to how are we going to resolve this? Are you two actually going to go back and forth until
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And Anna is pacing back and forth in front of Rack, facing the snake.
Okay.
I feel like she's
you're not in cat form at the moment, at least on the combat tracker.
Oh, sorry. I'll do that real quick.
I feel like she's like punching the air with her paws, like, trying to get in like a little bit of like a Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson stance.
Her tail's flicking back and forth a little bit and starting to get that little mohawk sticking up.
Uther is kind of, he's there. He looks a little bit like, the snake in Robin Hood when he gets punched in the head. He's just kind of swaying a little bit, maybe a little bit out of it from being drunk, but he's, sticking his tongue out, trying to see what's all going on around him.
Do you want us to do just like straight D20 roll?
Yeah, I would just roll initiative and then do your thing.
Here you go. I got a 9.
I got a 12.
8.
And that's a 12 to hit. It's not a good thing.
Okay. There you go. Anarnek, it's your turn.
Anarnek hisses loudly and goes in for the bite. That's 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
Damage 1.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
All right. I will. Oof. Yeah, I guess I'll attack again.
Should you swing with disadvantage since you're drunk?
That's
Hey, that's a good point.
probably a good point.
Yeah, we could work with that.
I got a 19 to hit.
Oof.
That's shenanigans.
You know what was horrible is I was gonna see too, like, I know this is about to roll out, but to see if like Rat can use his superiority dice to roll rally. I know they're in the middle of their turn, but he's gonna roll rally to give temporary hit points
To whom?
to Anarnak.
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead and do it. Do like a. Oh, you can definitely do that. You're gonna have to do a deception check
Fair enough.
just to
fair
try and
enough.
like cover it up. You know.
It's a 9.
I mean, these guys are kind of drunk, right? So we're just gonna. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you, I mean, nobody seems to notice you do this.
All right.
How
So
many temp do I get?
should I just go ahead and I guess just roll it on the combat tracker on top of her?
Yeah.
She gets 8 temporary hit points.
No.
Okay.
All right, so I will do a bite attack to Anarnek then with the one that I'd hit. And that's for 1 damage.
Perfect. Okay.
Feeling the coursing health run through her, she's basically gonna poof out all her fur and hiss really loudly and go in for a claw swipe.
Okay.
17 to hit.
Sure.
That would hit.
And 1 damage.
And Uther turns back into a person on the table.
Yeah, the people that are kind of crowded around you watching, like, they all kind of back up. They're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? So I mean, realistically, we'll just say that we'll just say that it was like we'll just say that it was 2 to 1, 4 to 1. And so you guys end up making 5 gold, 5 silver, but end up paying out a grand total of 8 gold, 2 silver. So you guys, so someone is going to have to come up with, what is that? 2 gold, 6 silver? 2 gold, 7. 2 gold, 7 silver.
I will cover the 2 gold.
Perfect.
We are the worst con men ever.
Hey, this is our first attempt. It'll get better.
Okay. Okay. There you go.
So Uther will collect himself into a chair and finish off the bottle quickly.
Perfect. Okay.
Right from the bottle, right?
Yeah, he's not even doing the mug anymore. He's just like downing it and probably falling off the chair as soon as it's done.
Anarnek will gracefully jump off the table, landing in her chair back in her half-elf form.
Okay.
not bad, Uther.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a good fight. You beat me, but I kind of figured that I'd lose. You've been doing it for longer, and you're such a good teacher at this sort of stuff, and I just have a lot more to learn.
Yeah, how's that nose?
I'm sure it's there still, but I don't feel it. My cheeks are kind of getting numb now too, but yeah, it's okay.
Rack was gonna reach out a fist for kind of like a fist bump to Uther and be like, "You did your best." And then he's also gonna like cover up for where his fist probably slammed on the table, trying to egg Anderneck on, and using rally because he was too much into the fight.
Uther totally just barely catches his fist because Minotaurs have larger fists than anyone around.
Okay. So yes, you guys are sufficiently drunk.
I love it.
Yeah, and hanging out in this tavern, trying to swindle money, sort of.
I would say as the bottles on the table are emptying, Anderneck would probably get up and walk back over to the bar.
Okay.
To talk to the barkeep.
Okay. The barkeep kind of looks at you, goes, that's a interesting little trick you did there, turning into a cat. And then your friend with the snake, very, very interesting.
Yeah, I'm a druid. We're both druids. It's fine. It's whatever. So, and she's gonna kind of lean over the bar a little bit to talk a little bit lower. Do you offer extra services at this tavern, or?
He kind of gets a half a smirk on his face. He's like, what kind of services are you looking for?
And she's gonna do her head sideways and wink at him.
He kind of goes, he says, I mean, if, he goes, are you lonely, my dear?
I'm never lonely, but I do enjoy good company.
Because, I mean, he says, I suppose I could, he says, I mean, I suppose I could help you out.
In finding someone, right? Not you, but finding, yes?
This is, right, yes, of course. Finding someone, indeed.
Right. Sure. Did just send them over to the table if you don't mind.
Sure. Yes, not a problem.
And she is going to slide 10 gold to him. If anybody else asks, will that cover for them too, or do you need any more?
He says, "Oh, it's one of those situations." He's like, "Well, I'm sure."
No, I just want to make sure my friends are taken care of. That's all.
The bartender looks slightly confused. He's like, "All right. So, how many friends am I finding and sending over here?"
So she's gonna tipsily turn around and lean her back against the bar and look over there, and she's gonna count and point. Well, I'm not sure about the big guy. I'm really not sure about him. The other druid, he's a little. I don't think he's going to make it to the bed on his feet. Old man, sure. And the other guy, yeah, but the one that's not drinking, no, none for him, please and thanks. I don't know that guy.
Which not drinking guy are you talking about? Because I am also not drinking.
The one that wanted water and food.
Straight edge.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, so basically, two is what you're saying. All right. No, not a problem. Let me see what I can arrange. Okay. Yeah. He says, let me arrange something.
Sure. She thanks him and makes her way back over to the table and sits down with a smile on her face. Tops off her cup and says, "I've made some arrangements for us for later."
Oh,
Okay.
well, you guys are probably going to have fun with that. I'm an old man, and I've got to go to sleep. I am very tired.
Okay.
I've got some, spell things. It's complicated. I've been trying this thing these last couple nights, and I've just it's frustrating.
I believe in you, Nero. And she's gonna raise her glass to toast it.
Where the hell are we sleeping? I don't think we ever. Is it in this tavern? I don't know what's going on.
I mean, the bar. As you kind of like, look around a little bit. The bartender's like, well, if you need a room, I mean, I have those as well. One GP per night. Very nice room, very comfortable. Feather beds, feather pillows. Nice, nice and clean, very safe.
Do you need more from me, or are we good?
He says, no, you, I believe we are covered.
Why did you emphasize safe?
As well, there's many taverns that are less safe. I mean, these ones, like we have individual locks on the doors. We're an upstanding establishment.
Well, here you go. Just I don't know. Find someone to show me to where the hell I'm going to do my spells. I mean, sleep.
Okay. Yeah.
What's your policy on scorch marks?
He kind of like stops and looks at you. He says, "Excuse me."
Nothing. Just kidding. Where's the room?
He kind of points you down a hallway. He's like, that side. Last door on the left.
Nero flips him his gold and then goes off to try his familiar spell.
Okay. So go ahead and just roll a d20, just a straight d20.
6.
Okay. So yeah, you sit there and you start reading the book again, and you're struggling to try and make out more of the passages. It's odd because every time you take a look at this book, you seem to see it's almost like the letters are moving about the page. Like there's letters that are sort of like almost sliding into place and exchanging places with other letters. Letters are kind of morphing and changing from one letter to another, or from a squiggle to something that more resembles a letter.
God damn wingdings.
That's it. You yeah, you're having a bit of a you're having a little bit of trouble with it. You still can't quite make it out.
Not tonight. That's it for me.
Okay. Draxton and Yeah, so Leosin is like, as things are continuing, you see Leosin again kind of sitting there looking more and more awkward and uncomfortable. He says, yes, I believe it's time that I go and meditate. He like chucks a gold coin to the innkeeper and gets shown to his room.
As he leaves, I'd like to ask him if he would kindly take Uther with him.
He says, yes, absolutely. Come along, weird snake man.
Uther saw Nero flip the coin to the bartender, so he's gonna try to do that and, maybe get it like 6 inches away from him before it hits the ground, and then just, okay, yeah, it's on. Thanks for the help.
Okay. Right, yeah. So off you go. You're off to bed as well, and that leaves Rack, Anarnek, and Draxon. Rack, what are you? What are you working at?
Rack is going to continue to eat and just kind of keep to himself, eat, drink, be merry until everybody goes to bed, and then once they're gone, Rack is just going to get up and most probably do the same thing without a word, except for when he hands the coin to the bartender, instead of flipping it, he's just going to like slam it on the counter.
Has Rack been drinking from the bottle Anna gave him?
Yes.
Once she gets like a little tipsy and everybody is left, it's just the three of us there, she's going to casually reach over and attempt to feel the end of his nose because of the comment he said earlier.
And his nose is extremely dry, as he said, and he's going to be like, "Can I help you?" And watch the ring.
You said, I just wanted to, it really is dry.
I don't lie. You know better than that.
I didn't know how intoxicated you were either, so...
Need more.
I don't think this bottle was touched, and she slides over a full bottle to him.
And then Rack just kind of pulls off the top and continues drinking.
Okay. At this point, yeah, you see a couple. You see a male and a female human kind of wander in, looking slightly. They kind of as they walk in, they kind of glance towards the bartender, and the bartender kind of gives like a subtle nod towards your table. They walk over and kind of sit down at your table and say, "Oh, are these seats occupied?"
It appears they are now.
As they walk over, to seem less weird and stick out less, I'm going to put my cloak over my wings so they are hidden.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, yeah, they kind of sit. Yep.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. They kind of sit down and just start talking to you. Like, so I heard that I heard that you guys might be slightly lonely during your travels.
I specifically told him I'm never lonely. I just always enjoy company.
Right. Says, well, sounds no. I thought maybe you'd be interested. I too enjoy a good bit of company, if you will.
Which one is talking to her? The guy or the girl?
The guy.
Ah, right. She's going to specifically look away from him and ask the girl what her name is.
Oh, the girl kind of gets caught off guard, and she goes, "Me? It's well, I am Milsa. Yeah, my name is Milsa. What is your name?"
It's Annerneck. You feeling tired?
Because her eyes kind of like perk up a little bit. She's like, I suppose I am.
And Annerneck's just gonna get up and walk away, heading up to a room.
Okay. Yeah, you notice that you have a follower. Milsa follows you. And then the male is sitting there. He just kind of like looks around. He goes, "Well, that was slightly unexpected, but I mean, hey, it is what it is." So right, gentlemen, how are we?
Doing good.
Rack just continues to like ignore them and just continue to drink and eat food and just not say a word.
Okay, sure. It says, well, it says, the strong silent type, are we? Not lovely. Well, he says, well, let's I mean, I'm really just going to kind of get down to business here. I mean, I've been paid for a service, and I mean, I'm here to perform that service. So
Rack's gonna look up at Drax and then go ask for a refund. And then he's just gonna get up and like go again, slam the coin down on a table, and or on the counter next to the barkeep, and go for a room and walk away.
After Rack leaves, I will say, there's no need to ask for a refund. I guess since we're the only ones left, I guess that means we're pairing up.
he says, well, very well. He says, he says, I mean no disrespect, but coin is coin. So shall we? And he like starts making his way. He just kind of stands up and starts making his way towards the rooms.
I will follow and pay the barkeep for a room as well.
Perfect. Okay. So, there we go. So then you guys proceed to do what you do, and can wake up the following morning. So that is the night in Berdusk. Perfect. I'm gonna make some notes here. This is, I think, is where we are going to leave this. We will pick this up next time. You guys are at this point. You guys have traveled from Greenest Refugee Camp to Berdusk, and have spent. So it took you 2 days to get from Greenest to Berdusk, and then you are going to end up spending 1 day in Berdusk, getting. You're going to spend a couple days in. You're going to spend 1 day in Berdusk getting the Palanquin sorted out. So, guys, thank you so much for being here once again.